Hey, what's going on, guys? I am really excited to try this knife out. This is a Blackheart Customs Juggernaut, and this is only one of two. The creator has one, and I have one to test. You see that white finish on here? Super cool. Awesome knife. I posted a couple pictures on Instagram when I first got this. Did a bunch of cardboard and paper cutting, and that's all great and everything, but now I'm finally out here to hit some wood. Cold, rainy day. As far as this finish, I mean, you guys know I'm a huge fan of white, so it's really cool to see a big blade like this in white. The only problem so far is just some staining from ripping through cardboard. I guess the ink on one of the lettering and stuff on the cardboard itself just kind of smudged some blue on there. But anyway, these knives are meant to be used, although they're beautiful. I want to make sure they work, right? So I got the same log here. You can see some chop marks over there from some other fixed blades. It's a perfect reference to use the same tree. I also did some more chopping today with this particular tree in this condition, being rainy and, you know, it's actually like high 30s, so it's not super cold or anything, but it feels great in comparison to the last couple weeks and months. But let's put that sheath down and get to business here. I'm going to try two different grips, this position here, and then I'm going to choke up a little bit and chop like that. Obviously it should be better, you know, back further on the handle, get more of a, you know, a chopping action going. Actually, I'm going to start off like that. So super heavy, super beefy. I have high expectations for this. This thing is taking chunks out like nobody's business. Super heavy blade, so it's no surprise. One thing to note too is I'm using this without gloves. In holding this, it's extremely comfortable, very ergonomic, but I was wondering with these finger choils how this would feel, you know, without gloves, because obviously everything feels a little bit better with gloves, but it's also important for me to see what it's like without them, so give you a better idea what it might be like. Not everyone's gonna have gloves when they're out and about, right? Wow, this thing is biting off a lot. That finish will, of course, get marked up, especially being white. It's going to show everything, of course. But so far, I mean, I can still shave myself with that edge. It's awesome. All right, I'm going to choke up a little bit on the grip here. See what this feels like. Still getting the job done. Not nearly as comfortable. Probably originally designed anyway for finer detail work, you know. But definitely more comfortable. You get a little bit better chopping action too. Choking back on the handle. So, but I want to try it anyway. It feels comfortable. It feels even more balanced up here. You know, but obviously this will give you a better chopping action. I'm actually going to stop it there because I don't want to go all the way through this. I like this tree here for chopping purposes, so I don't want to break all the way through. I probably have, I'm about 60-70% through this tree right now. It's a pretty larger diameter tree. So I'm going to stop it there. Probably, you know what, let's do some more chopping next to it. Nice little spot here. Let me get my camera set up properly so you can see that. Zoom in a little bit too, if I can. There we go. right there. All right, perfect. And look at this chunk of wood. Thing bites deep. Well, this thing is awesome. I will say one thing now, let me back this up. Yeah, it's the right way. Definitely getting a hot spot here. In fact, you can see, I already created, hold on a second, created a blister, which had already ripped on me. So that is quite painful. This is how you get out there and test your gear. That burns like hell. So what's happening obviously is as I'm chopping, it really hurts to even hold it. It's rubbing right here in the corner. Now this is one of those things, I mean, this is a beautiful knife. This thing chops like nobody's business. Definitely would recommend chopping with some gloves on. It's not a hit against the knife. I mean, of course, this pretty much will happen with any knife. If you chop enough, you get a good blister going. It's the friction rubbing in the same spot over and over and over again. So it creates a blister. Of course, that's not something you want in a real situation where you can't get, to anything that's going to help you with that. So, not really a hit on the knife. The knife is a beast. Of all the fixed blades I've tried so far, this bites the best, bites the deepest, and it should. It's the sharpest that I've had. It's the most robust. It's the most blade heavy. This thing comes down and it bites. It is an amazing, amazing chopper. It's not cheap. It's a full custom knife. But we're going to talk about that more in the future. We're doing more testing with this. But so far, it's been a beast. Just, wear some gloves. That's all. Or man up like I'm going to do. And keep chopping. Sometimes your hand's going to burn a little bit. Who cares? So here we go. So cool. All right, I'm actually gonna shut the camera off because I'm gonna do another video on testing this tip. All right, I do a lot of the tip testing for a lot of different fixed blades. Some people don't. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on what you're using a knife for, but there's definitely situations where people have used the tip of their blade and it's deformed, bent on them, or even snapped. So check out that video whenever I post that. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.